Always get excited this time of year when the frost starts to appear on the leaves and the water starts to freeze and the snow starts to blanket the mountain. I know that's usually the time that the wintering bald eagles are going to start to arrive in the Squamish Valley. And you know, up the Ilaho and the Ashaloo and the Squamish rivers, and even farther up the Sea to Sky towards Pemberton and Lillooet areas. The eagle is one of nature's most heroic figures, and it's an amazing animal to try to photograph and spend some time around. It's a pretty exciting time of year for me. On the first night of the trip, I ended up going down to get some night shots of the Squamish Chief, the iconic rock face that is so well known. And I've photographed this area before, and you know, it was pretty cool because actually that was one of my first photos that really had some success. And to go back there now, these years later, and reaffirm that following your dreams and taking pictures is something that I love doing so much, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. That night I camped up the Cheakamus Canyon. I woke up that morning and I had a look around, and the eagles are in these valleys because of the spawning salmon that provide them with such an easy food source throughout the winter. Sure enough, you know, there was no fish there. In years gone by, that area was, you know, littered with dying salmon. Had an amazing chance to get a couple good shots of a young blue heron, and always one of my favorite birds to photograph. And one of my all-time favorite birds, the American dipper, made a great appearance, and that's never time wasted when you get to spend time with that bird, because it's entertaining and it's North America's only aquatic songbird, so it's a pretty cool species, and Squamish Valley is home to many of them, so they're always a willing subject to get their pictures taken, so that's really cool. In the afternoon, I headed into the estuary area, and that's such an amazing spot. It's like wilderness right on the outside of the town of Squamish, and home to a lot of great mammals and birds and sea life. Cormorants drying off their wings in the inlet of the river. But the highlight of that afternoon was definitely when I saw the northern pygmy owl. It's a northern pygmy owl. It's the first time I've ever seen one. It's pretty exciting. So amazing. Lighting's nice. It's such a tiny little guy, but it looks fierce. It gave me a great opportunity to spend a couple minutes with it. I always enjoy seeing a new species, and the northern pygmy owl did not disappoint. Yeah, it was awesome. The eagle count was pretty low in the area. I decided to go up farther into the Squamish River, down the Squamish Valley. Temperatures dropped crazy overnight, and we got snow and totally different temperatures and conditions from the other day. You hear the eagles. Cool. That morning wasn't as successful for eagles, but I had incredible lighting and some amazing waterfowl. I had a great interaction with the merganser. She didn't see me in the blind, and normally these ducks are very difficult to get close to. It was swimming almost right at my feet. It was amazing. The lighting was nice, and it was a golden hour in the morning. That was really, really cool to see it that close up, and you know, to have her be so close and comfortable with me around is really the ultimate as a wildlife photographer. I love being right in the element of the animals, and have them natural and sort of accepting of my presence is like sort of what I really live for. Later on that day, I found a pretty amazing area and got some great eagle photos. One real highlight shot of that afternoon came right from my truck. I was right at eye level with it, and it was comfortable there with my presence. And I stayed there for a while till the sun came down a little bit lower, and I watched this eagle make some great gestures, and I captured some amazing dynamic behavior of the eagle. As I was heading back to the camp that night, the sun had pretty much set, the moon had started to rise, and there's a little bit of ambient daylight still bleeding in, and I got maybe one of my favorite photos. The lighting is amazing. You know, it goes to show you got to keep shooting even when it's dark, and I love the lighting of that picture. Beautiful way to end the day. I woke up and the snow was coming down, and I was a little bit worried about getting out of the valley, so I actually had to chain up and drive out and before the road got impassable, and went back into town and got some great shots on the Paradise Valley, real nice character shots in the morning of the heavy snowfall, and really enjoyed that moment with the eagles. In the afternoon was another highlight. The eagle had captured a meal of a mallard duck. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, come down and grab this duck, and it just went to fly away, and the duck was really heavy for the eagle. So he had to make a decision about how comfortable he was. He couldn't fly very far, but he obviously wanted to eat that duck. So he only flew about 15 feet from me, landed right in a tree. I was on this little knoll and I was shooting right across at eye level with it, and it was just incredible to watch it eat this duck right in front of me. And those are total gifts in nature. It doesn't happen very often, and that was just a real special moment for me there. The thing I love about wildlife photography is I really have no idea what kind of pictures I'm gonna make or what kind of animals I'm gonna see. You know, I just put myself in a place where I think I can make some good images, and Mother Nature provides the rest, and you know, any kind of pictures I get are just gifts from the wild, and for that I'm just totally grateful. But even if I don't get any pictures, just being out there is what it's all about.